Hi friends, happy Saturday. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are headed to a birthday party of one of Nina's classmates. The location is in Midran and it's called Herbland, and it is a botanical garden, and it was about 40 minutes, I think 41 minutes away from our house, which was a bit of a hike. But once we arrived and saw this beautiful location, it was absolutely worth the drive. There was a bit of an issue with this gate, but we eventually were able to get in. Yeah, I'm always surprised by when you're driving up or along the highway in Johannesburg, the things that are tucked behind either walls or fences. You're always in for a treat once you get to the other side. So this is the entrance of the garden, and as we were walking in, we heard, I think it was music and some children, so we weren't sure where we were supposed to enter. So we were kind of trying to figure that out. So as we go inside, you see it is absolutely gorgeous. We actually ran into one of Nina's besties and her dad. So Nina was very excited about that because we weren't sure exactly who all was attending the party. So every time one of her friends showed up, she was very excited. This slide was actually supposed to be one of the features of the day. However, we tried to get Nina to partake, and she took one slide and decided it was not for her. Just taking it all in. So beautiful, so massive, so wide open, absolutely gorgeous. This was us convincing Nina to go for it. And like I said, she did. But then she immediately rejected it. I'm not sure why. I think because at the very end of the slide, there was water that was a bit muddy. So I don't think she liked the feeling of that on her feet or her body. But she found her main attraction, which is always the monkey bars. And she pretty much remained on that for the duration of the party, which was about 3 hours. And the time actually, no, I think it was 2 hours. But the time flew by, which was great. We had a wonderful opportunity to hang out and talk to some of her parents, her classmates' parents, which was fantastic. And I think she had a really good time. Oh, I know she did. Yeah, so this was the final hurrah. And today is Sunday Fun Day. So Nina has been asking to return to Jozi Kart. So we told her we would take her this weekend. So this is us heading to Jozi Kart in the Crest Shopping Center. Now, someone was kind enough to inform us that there is one closer to us at Rosebank, but unfortunately we found out that Nina did not meet the age requirement. So we had to return back to Crest, which was fine. So this is us on our way, just driving through the neighborhood. I did speed up the video quite a bit, so it's not us driving like maniacs. I just sped up the video a little. And I decided to share our little outing because I know when we were back in the States, I would look at content from expats that had moved to Johannesburg, and I would certainly enjoy, you know, just little things that showed them being out and about in the city, no matter how mundane it was. So hopefully this little drive along with us is enjoyable. I'm not sure if you noticed because the video was sped up a bit, but there were quite a few people that were out on 4th Street enjoying some breakfast and brunch. Saturdays and Sunday afternoons and mornings tend to be very busy, which is nice. One of the things that we love about living in the city of Johannesburg is the proximity to things to do. So this particular place literally is about 10 minutes from our house. And within 10 to 15 minutes, we always have an activity, kid-friendly or otherwise, to do, which is nice. So, you know, we can kind of wake up in the morning, depending on, you know, how everyone's feeling, what activity we would like to partake in. And usually it's, Nina's become a fan of the miniature golf and then also the go-kart racing. And both of these are very close. So this is a nice, convenient, fun thing to do on the weekend. I find that on very sunny days in South Africa, with the bright blue skies and the trees, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful country. I'm gonna keep saying it, you guys. I am always in awe of the beauty. I'm also always blown away by how big the city is. I don't know if you watched our previous video, but the last time we came here, we had quite a bit of a difficult time finding the entrance. But as you can see, we found it.
We're just getting the car washed.
Woo!
Baby. Thank you. Thank you.
Playground, playground. Daddy, playground,
Playground, we're going to the go-karts.
Mama, my daddy said golf cart.
Nina, what are they called? That's right. That's right.
On my still.
Yes. 'Cause
Go-kart.
that's right, sweetheart. Daddy was loud, proud, and wrong. Come on, baby.
Go-kart.
here, which is good. Is it gonna be you and Daddy? Okay. Mommy's gonna record. We'll record you and Daddy.
So as you can see, Nina is very excited about getting her little bonnet on and her helmet. It's like an old hat. And this gentleman was very nice and patient, explaining to Nina how the pedals work. And we tried to explain to him that the last time we came, there was actually an attendant that rode alongside Nina that had a string attached to the go-kart. But he had a whole lot of faith in my baby girl. And he just explained to her which way the pedals work and let her get out there on her own. And she absolutely did her thing. So Mama Bear was very proud. And they're off. Nina is super competitive, so she was not going to let Rich get in front of her under no circumstances. So this was really funny. And as I was filming, the attendant, who was a very kind man, he was just saying how good Nina was. And I was just, like this was her second time. And he was just saying how a lot of the times when the kids come, they kind of get off track and kind of go all over the place. But he was pretty impressed with her being able to stay within the tires. So that was really nice to hear. This place is fantastic. So much fun. And we got there at a great time because there was a group behind us of 4 people. So we got in and we got out. And then now we are heading to the Linden Market at the Johannesburg Botanical Garden. I'm just filming because I just think it's so beautiful looking at the mountains above the landscape. So this is on our way to the Linden Market. So we attended this market, their spring version of this market, when we first moved here in August. No, it may have been September. I think it was only a couple weeks after we arrived, and we didn't know what to expect. It was definitely a really, really nice event. But what we realized upon arrival is how busy and jam-packed these events are. So we couldn't find a place to sit. So we said the next time we return, we are going to be prepared. So we definitely made sure we had our blankets and some water. And we actually considered bringing our our tailgating chairs, but decided against it. Particularly because they don't have any cases for the chairs. So we would just look kind of crazy walking out with our collapsible chairs to this event. So I packed up our blanket, and that served us very well. So this particular area, Linden, is also very close to where we live. So it was definitely nice that it was so close to us. So Rich and I thought we lucked out getting parking, but what we quickly realized was that the parking outside of the main parking is a bit of a hike. Rich and I were debating if we were going to come to the market first and then go-kart racing. But as you can see, we decided to do the go-kart racing and then come over here. And I think this was around 12 o'clock. I think we arrived around 12 and there were a ton of people coming out. So I don't know if it would have been less busy going earlier. Because once we actually got through, there were a ton of people there still inside. So we have yet to figure out when is the perfect time to go, where maybe it's not as crowded and we can get somewhere to sit. But it's always just so nice to see all these people just out and about enjoying the beautiful day. They had a ton of tents. We actually walked past a tent that had pet adoptions. So of course Nina was all about that. But we are not quite there yet. Eventually I think we will get another dog, but not in the immediate future. Yeah, this place was massive. They had live music. They had, I don't even know how many tents selling a bunch of arts and crafts. They had a massive food area. I felt like there were a couple areas with DJs in addition to the live music. It was just beautiful. The only issue that I had was the heat. And not even so much the heat as much as the sun that just beams down on you. And if you don't have any protective headgear, I mean, it's a bit rough. So while we were there, we had, I purchased Nina another sun hat. And Rich was able to find himself a Johannesburg shirt, which he was pretty excited about. So we found an area to camp out at with our blanket. It was kind of tucked to the back away from everything, but getting out of that sun and being able to sit down, it was actually very nice. And right to the right of us, there was a DJ playing, so it actually ended up being really nice. And then we have this gentleman in front of us who was actually on break when we sat down. And of course, the second he got up from his break, there were like a swarm of kids around him. So Nina had to wait patiently for him to get finished with that group of kids before her and Rich went over to ask if he could make her a balloon dog, which she was very excited about. So we probably probably sat in this area for maybe a half an hour, had some lunch, just took in the scenery, all the different kinds of people that were there. It was
so cool.
actually very nice. Again, the favorite part, one of the favorite things I love about Johannesburg is just how diverse and how much the people actually intermingle. That is always such a pleasure and a delight to see. And I just feel like there's never really any tension. Everybody just kind of coexists, which is lovely. So this is the kids area that, as you can see, there wasn't a lot of shade or a lot of space, so we didn't have an opportunity to go there. But we found our way. We had a wonderful time. And yeah, it ended up being a perfect Sunday.
Yeah, sweetheart.
Feeling a little defeated by that sun, but other than that,
Why'd you do
it
that?
was one.
Why'd you do that? Huh? Oh.
Yeah.